How are you this morning? My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And we are here in the Pill Method Club. And listen, we're talking about paying off mortgages in 7 years. Miss Kenyatta, how are you this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. I am swell. How are you?
I'm doing well this morning. I'm doing well. Hey, listen, I'm going to need you a little more help from you this morning. I hope that do you have clients you need to be handled this morning?
Not until 8:30, so you got me for a while.
I got you for a while. Okay. So we're going to need your help this morning. And listen, we got Miss Kelly down there. Let me pull Miss Kelly up.
Hey,
Um,
Kelly.
all right. Okay. Invite to speak here. Okay. All right. So, listen, folks, we are going to do our thing today and get everybody going. Miss Kenyatta, will you please? You can't. Wait a minute. What's going on here? You can't do anything until you got to have your moderator badge. What's going on there?
Dun, 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 dun.
There we go. All right. And there we are. Everybody is good now. All right. So, Miss Kenyatta, will you please do the honors and do the mod intros for us this morning?
Absolutely. But first, I just want to congratulate each and every one of you for coming inside of the Pill Method house. This is where you're going to have applicable instructions on how to cancel that debt. I can't wait till Don start with the examples and instructions on how to do so. But first, let's go to Kelly and have her to introduce herself.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. Good morning, Kenyatta, 10K, Mr. Daniels. I'm Kelly Russell. I'm the owner of Self Care Holistic E-commerce brand with retail and warehouse locations in Wilmington, Delaware. And I also help other business owners scale their businesses by helping them acquire vendor credit. I am definitely here as a student and love to add value where I can. But thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. And Mr. Sean 10K Lashley, he is the man with the plan. Are you available to speak?
I think he's putting out some fires right now.
Okay, probably baby CEO going to school. I understand. Well, my name is Kenyatta. And you can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I can assist you with building generational wealth. And I do that by helping you locate a deal, finance that deal, cancel the interest on that deal to get you in yet another deal. So go ahead, you guys, and ping a friend. It's going to get really, really interesting, really, really fast. And if you have any questions, I suggest you do not delay. Raise your hand so we can go ahead and bring you on stage now, because as we always do, we end up with a lot of questions at the end of our 2 hours here, and it goes by quick. So please go ahead and raise your hands while Don lets you know who he is and what God has bestowed upon him. Go ahead, Don. Let him know.
My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And for the last 16 years, we've been helping people to cut their interest cost by 75%. By understanding how to read an amortization schedule and how to take advantage of it before it can take advantage of you. We've been paying 75% more interest than we need to since 1934. Yes, 1934, 88 years. The way that we pay back mortgages and other loans is 88 years old this year. And how loans actually work, how banks make their money, and how we can defeat that system has not been taught at any level of financial education until now. Now you can know. Now you can know the secrets behind how not to give the bank all of that money, how to cut your interest, how the percentage of the money that you pay. Listen to this, folks. 75 to 80% of your payment dollar goes to interest in the first part of your loan. I mean, for years, you are saving so much money. I mean, you are paying so much money out of your dollar going to interest, so little of your dollar going to principal. There's something wrong with that. But because of that, there's a weakness in the bank's system. I want to expose that weakness to you today about what you can do about it to save at the same rate the bank is charging you on that interest. So here's my does anybody want to know? Does anybody want to know what the weakness is? Does anybody want to know how to beat the bank at their own game? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And I would love it, love it, love it if somebody came up here and said, you know what, Don, I'm getting ready to get into a mortgage. What is the best way to do that? I'm already in a mortgage. And based on what you're saying, I need everyone, if you're in a mortgage today, sometime today, if you can put your hands on it right now, today, pull out your loan papers, pull them out, take a look at it. See if you can find in there where they have your interest rate quoted, and also see in there that on a I can't tell you what sheet it's on, okay? Because the loan packets are all different, and it's going to be on a different page in your loan packet. But somewhere in your loan packet, you're going to find your interest rate. Somewhere in your loan packet, you're going to find what your effective interest rate is. You're going to find out what percentage of the principal borrowed you're going to be paying in relationship to how much interest you're going to pay. So out of the money that you borrowed, there's a certain percentage of what you borrowed that's going to become interest. So here's what I mean by that. On a $200,000 mortgage, $200,000 at 3%, the bank wants $103,555. $103,550 at 3% on a $200,000 loan. Folks, that's not 3%. The money that you're going to pay as a percentage of principal is 51.777%. All 3% loans for 30 years are 51% loans. 4% loans are 71% loans. 5% loans shoot up to 93%. You're going to pay back almost as much in interest as you borrowed in principal. At 6%, it goes to 115%. You're going to pay back more in interest than you borrowed in principal. So, folks, this is what we're going to be talking about today: how to understand it, how to beat the bank at their own game, how you can pay a lot less interest and pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. So, anybody listen, I need you to take a look at your loan papers and see that for yourself. Pull out those loan papers. Anybody here have a mortgage that if you want to pay a mortgage off in less than 30 years, can you put some ones in the chat for me? If you want to if you have a mortgage and you want to pay it off in less than 30 years, put some ones in chat.
I suggest you guys go ahead and do that, because we're talking about your specific need, your mortgage in particular. Go ahead and take this time to be selfish. Raise your hands and come on stage so we can run those numbers, so we can start to deal with how you can attack that interest. If you guys want to see Don, because I'm looking at him right now, he's live on Facebook and YouTube. I want you to go to ICE 10K videos with an S.com. While you there, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Wave, Don. Wave your hands.
It's going to be it's going to be a little delayed. I'm waving right now.
There you are. Yep. So you guys come on in so you can watch these examples while he break it down and ping a friend. And if it's not too much to ask, could you please share the room because we want this to become knowledge, like that everyone can attain and everyone can get to. We want this to be I want Don to be a household name because what he's doing is phenomenal. So go ahead and share. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Miss Kenyatta. Thank you. Miss Kelly, what are you up to these days? What are you working on a project? Or are you out getting coffee?
So Monday is chaos around here because people order all weekend. And now with the gas prices, people order more. So I'm a lot busier because people just order stuff when I guess they don't want to. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm in overflow season over here. I just have been blessed to have a lot of orders coming in. So Monday is the day that because I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that people order all throughout the weekend. So by Monday comes, I'm in full blown panic mode over here.
All right. Well, listen, I'm getting ready to put some examples on the screen. I want to show you what can happen. Let me pull this up. We're going to open these. We're going to share the screen here, get that going. And I want to show you some things that what people are able to do here. All right. And there we go. And let me see here. No, I want this one. Okay. So we're going to put something up and let me get this off the screen. There we are. All right, folks. Here's what I need you to see. Go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com. You'll be able to see what we're talking about here. To give you an example of what we're saying, if you're on um, uh, Facebook, if you're on so LinkedIn or Twitter or YouTube, that's going to be great. But if you just want to go to someplace quick, go to ice10kvideos.com. That'll take you to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and click subscribe while you're there, and you're going to be able to see this. We're trying to build up our viewership on our focus this month is to build up our viewership on YouTube. Share the videos. See, by you sharing those videos, by you liking those videos, then that gets the information out to more and more people. You're getting information, and you're getting good information on how loans work and how to defeat this system and how to make more out of it. By you sharing and liking these videos, all right, then that gets them out even further so that you can help other people. So listen, so get in here, watch this. So I need you to see this right now. Here's one of my clients. Okay, this is from sometime last year. All right. And the amount of money that they're borrowing is $204,000. And the interest rate is 4%. And I want to show you what happens with this loan. So they said, I don't want to be in debt forever. So we met them early in the process. So I showed them, here's what would happen, what most people do in the first 60 months on their loan. The first 60 months, that's the first 5 years. On your loan, you're going to pay this loan down in the first 5 years by $18,675.20. That's how much equity you're going to have. Here's how much interest the bank is going to charge you along the way. In the first 5 years, you're going to pay $37,325.80. Folks, does that sound like the mortgage you're into now? Come on. 18 grand, you pay the loan down, but they charge you $37,000 for the privilege of paying down your loan for 18,000. Folks, that's $56,000 paid out in the first 5 years, but you only get $18,675 worth of benefit out of that $56,000. Folks, it's not that we're not making enough money. We're making plenty of money. Too much of our money goes to interest. Did you realize that the average family pays 35 to 39% of their take-home pay in interest payments on their loans? And these are families that do well financially. Their kids are going to private school. They have high limits on their credit cards. They have low utilization on their credit cards. They're doing everything right. But still, 35 to 39% of the take-home pay pays interest payments because that's the way it was designed. We are interest generating machines. That's our job in society. That's our job in the economy. We buy stuff, we buy a house, we get a car, we get our education, and then we pay interest on those loans. And that's our contribution to this economy. And what I'm trying to tell you, folks, is that the information that you need to pay less interest is not taught at any level of financial education. Now, yeah, we can round up our payments, and you can get a biweekly payment, or there are some other things you can do to save some interest. But what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a plan out there that can save you the maximum amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you, because the bank uses computers to charge all of that interest. We're going to use computers to save a ton of it. Watch this. Okay. So we have the 4% interest rate here really means that this family, the bank wants this family to pay back 71.87% of their loan. They want them to pay that back in the form of interest. Here's what I mean. If your loan was $100,000, I need you to listen closely now. If your loan was just $100,000 for 30 years, the bank would want you to pay back $71,870 interest on a $100,000 loan at 4%. Folks, is that 4%? Come on. $71,870 interest on a $100,000 loan. That's what 4% interest will do for you. So instead of giving the bank $37,325 in the first 5 years, here's what the bank wants over the entire 30-year span: $143,018. Does anybody want to pay $143,000 on a $200,000 loan? Does anybody? I don't think so. But what if you could do something about it? What if you have a certain budget that qualified you for this loan? And that certain budget made sure that you could afford this mortgage, and you can. That same budget, I need you to hear me closely, that same budget can be used to pay that 30-year mortgage off in a lot less time. Let me show you what this family is doing. I'm scrolling down to the end here, and I need you to see something very, very important. On the left side is the bank's side. This is what the bank is hoping that you'll do. Pay off your $204,000 that you owe, pay it off in 30 years, and pay them $143,000 on top of the $204,000 that you owe. On the right side is the P.I.L.L method side, where you're paying out only $41,000. Only $41,000. That's over $100,000 in savings, where you're paying out $41,408 to pay off this loan in 7.5 years. Wow. That's what we're doing. If anybody wants to know how we do that, somebody come to the stage and ask, how in the world can we do that? Listen, don't be afraid. This is a place. This is a safe space. This is a place for people to learn. Raise your hand. Come on up and ask a question and see how this can be done. Oh, and listen, we're not done with this information, Kenyatta. You know what else is going to happen?
What are you going to do?
Well, there is a number at the bottom of potential wealth accumulation. The $108,000 that this family is not going to pay over the next 22 years, taking that money that they're not giving the bank, they can grow that money to $815,000. Only, even if they only put it in an investment that's making 1% on their money. If they're only making 1% on their money, they can take the money that they're no longer paying on that mortgage, invest that money. In 22 years, they'll have $815,000 at 1%. Now, what if they're averaging 6 to 7%? This family will be a millionaire. This will be a millionaire family using monies that used to go to the bank in interest. So, folks, listen, if you want to know how to do this, you know how we do this for most of our clients, Kenyatta. What we do is that we help them to become their own family bank. There is a particular strategy out there. It's called banking on yourself. And we're helping people to use permanent life insurance as a powerful investment tool, hedge against inflation, and protection for the family. Permanent life insurance.
You guys, you want to tap in. If you're just joining us, I want to thank you for coming into our room, the P.I.L.L Method Room. We're excited to have this being live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. You want to go to ICE 10K videos with an S so we can get you straight to YouTube. ICE 10K live if you want to see it on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. While you're there, subscribe, like, comment, share. We need this information out because Don is talking about wealth building strategies. He just said family banking and banking on yourself. That is what we have to do at a time like this.
Listen, we have somebody in the chat that says, I don't have a mortgage yet, but I'll have one soon. Listen, anyone who will have a mortgage soon or is looking to buy a home, anyone that's looking to buy a home, put a number 2 in the chat. Anyone looking to buy a home, all right, put a number 2 in the chat right now. Let me see how many people out there that are thinking about purchasing a home. Let me see. Okay, all right, we have a couple of people there. Listen, okay, all right, here we go. Listen, does anybody want to know how the bank charges all of that money? Does anybody want to know how they don't have to pay all of that money in interest? I'd like for at least one person to come to the stage and ask that question so I can take you through the process of how you don't have to do that. Oh my goodness. All right. So, all right, what's up?
Don, while we wait on
Yes.
the good folks to come on stage,
Yes.
yesterday you said something about you having someone that works with you and they thought that they weren't qualified to purchase a home. Can you please let the people know? Because maybe they're disqualifying themselves, or maybe they're thinking with the interest rates they can't afford it. So could you please tell them about the young lady?
Oh, well, here's her situation. Oh, no, that's not the one. That's not the one. Let me find the right one. I've got an example of that. Where did she go? Oh, wow. Hold on, folks.
While Don is looking
Let
for
me
the
let, let,
example,
let me find that example. That's a good one.
yeah. You guys, while Don is finding that example, I want you to go ahead and share this room. And the reason why we're asking for you to share is totally different. It's not for vanity at all. It's because we're passionate about getting this information out. So often, investors, they look at tax strategies on how to save money, or the common family don't know just how much they're bleeding in interest. And so I want you to know that as a realtor, as a loan officer, I see it time and time again where people do not anticipate paying as much as they do. We're actually showing you how to identify it and what to do so that you can combat it. When it comes down to inflation, this will make a huge difference. So, again, if you want to see these examples for yourself, go to ice10kvideos.com or ice10klive.com.
So, Kenyatta, I just want to come in as a skeptic, right? A friend of mine early on in the app was in this room, and I was like, what are they talking about in there? And she explained, and I'm like, okay. It took me a while to come around and figure out what was actually going on because we don't like new things. I mean, we just become really complacent. And although this is not a new process, disrupting it is. So I just want you to share the room for the people like me. My assistant actually was in here way before I even started coming in here. And once I learned what was actually going on and I shared the information, I get pushback at times. And I had to ask Don, is this normal? And he explained to me some different scenarios that he had where people push back on the information. And once I got it, I'm like, wow, why is it so different? Sorry about that. I got a phone call. Why is it so difficult for us to believe that there's a better way? And it's just how we're set up. So I just invite you guys to share the room because I don't know what would have happened if my friends were not obedient enough to continue to share the rooms and get me to see finally what the hell is going on in here. And it's been life changing. So I just wanted to add that for a reason why I know that when I ask to share a room, it's not for you, it's for someone else like me.
Listen, folks, we just got a someone who Tanya on our she's watching on YouTube. She just bought a house for $264,000 last year at 3.4%. I'm going to put that on the screen. And Miss Tanya, I'm going to take folks through this and show them how they can save, how you can save money on interest on your loan. I'm going to do this one example first. There was a single mom who was wondering how she was. I found the example. Okay. And we're going to go over that. So here it is, Kenyatta. Here's the one you were talking about. Okay. She was wondering, she didn't think that she was going to be able to get a loan based on what she was making. And here's what I told her. Based on this, based on how much money you want to borrow, all right? And it wasn't a whole lot. It was $156,500, okay? As far as houses go. So this was back in 2017. Back in 2017. So in the first 5 years, this is what she would have done. She would have paid off $14,949.52. All right. And it would have cost her $29,000 in interest to do that. $29,879.48 in interest to do that. That is a total, folks. That's a total of $44,829 paid out by the single mom, but only $14,949.52 would have gone to the loan. The rest would have gone to the lender. Now, I am not anti-bank. I love the bank. I'm just thinking we should go in more informed so we can pay a lot less interest. So we took her same budget. She didn't make more money. I didn't tell her to go out and get an extra job to take more time away from her kids. I mean, she's already a single mom. So she was working her regular job. She still had to pay for, child care, that sort of thing. So we used her same budget to show her how she could pay a lot less interest. So let me show you what happened. Here's what happened with her. Her 4% loan, Her 4% loan meant if she didn't make a change, she was going to pay back 71.87% of what she borrowed in the form of interest. If her loan was just $100,000, she would have paid back $71,870 interest on a $100,000 loan. She did not want to do that. Okay. So, how much interest does the bank want her to pay on her loan? $112,000. So, as you're making your payment, too much of your money, too much of that payment dollar is going to interest. Too little of that dollar is going to principal, the money that you borrowed. We switched that around for her. So instead of paying off $156,500 in 30 years and giving the bank an extra $112,477.46, we showed her how to pay out only $28,000. 28,000 and pay her house off in 6.7 years. So she wasn't afraid anymore. We were giving her a track to run on. We gave her specific instructions. Our opportunity cost calculator, our cloud-based computing platform. Think of it as financial GPS. Took her current budget, said if you move this much money in this month on this day of the month and attack this particular loan, you will save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. We were showing her the windows she needed to find to give the bank back their money, which made it impossible for them to charge her interest. Therefore, more of her money out of her current budget went to principal, a lot less goes to interest. $28,000 paid out. That's $89,000. That's $89,000 in savings, paying everything off in 6.7 years. Folks, that's what we're doing. So we've got Kenyatta, while I set up this next example for the young lady online, can we introduce our other moderators this morning?
Absolutely, we can. The credit. Go ahead, cleanup woman. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Okay, we'll come back to you. Credit goddess, good morning.
Grand Rising. Oop.
She's watching me online.
I can tell.
Hey, did you call me Kenyatta? I'm so sorry.
Yes, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm in here getting dressed. About to go to the gym right quick. Um, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Mr. Don. Good morning to Kate. Good morning, Kenyatta. Good morning, Credit Goddess. My name is Shay. They call me the Credit Cleanup Woman. I'm all things credit. I do also assist with business structuring as well as building your business credit. Everything else is in my bio. If you would like, please go ahead and slide over to my Instagram, hit that follow button, show me some love. And basically, again, I'm here to assist with anything as far as personal as well as business credit structuring, business credit building. I have accumulated over 300,000 worth of business credit, and I'm getting to a million. Period. The proof is in the pudding. I do have receipts as well because a lot of people like to ask for receipts. I have receipts. Go ahead, you can slide over to my Instagram as well and see some of those receipts. Everything else again is in my bio. I'm just here to help people get to the bag so they can get that mortgage, so they can get that whatever it is that they're trying to get. I'm here to assist as far as building generational wealth and breaking some generational curses and giving leaving your children a legacy. So again, that's me. My name is Shay, the Credit Cleaner Woman. Everything else is in my bio as well as my Instagram. Thank you so much, Kiata.
Absolutely. Credit goddess, are you ready to do your intro, my love?
I am. Hey, everyone. Grand Rising. Happy Monday. My name is Rosa Lauren Lewis. I'm also known as Credit Goddess, all things credit. and also the official credit expert for the Pill Method crew here. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and I'm here to answer any questions related to personal and business credit. If you guys are looking to hire me for services or book a consultation, tap on my bio, tap on my picture. There's a number in my bio that you can text your name and email address to. That's 888-557-5778. Easy to remember. Go ahead and do that. Book your consultation and let's chat. Thank you for having me.
All right, all right. So, as always, you guys, we love and encourage everyone to come on stage. This is a very interactive room. So, come on stage and let us know what your particular loan looks like, your mortgage looks like. And guess what? Don don't just attack interest on homes. He attacks student loans, car loans, any loan, and he's gonna assassinate that interest. So don't think that your situation don't fit. Come on stage and let's find out how we can actually help you. So Don, are you ready for the next example?
Ma'am, I am ready, ready, ready. We're putting up our new screen right now. And we have that mortgage that the young lady was talking about right on the screen. Let's see. That's Tanya. Tanya, we're going to put um uh your 200,000, no, $264,000 mortgage at 3.4% is on there. And Miss Tanya, if you are, listen, if you know how to get on Clubhouse, man, we would love to talk to you at the same time. If you're on Clubhouse, please come on into Clubhouse, and let's get her in here, and so we can talk to her. That would be great. Anyway, so here's what we got, Miss Tanya: 264,000 at 3.4%, 360 payments. Your principal and interest payment is the principal and interest payment is $1,170.79. Okay, that's just the principal and interest. That does not include taxes and insurance, folks. So as we take a look at this thing, let's scroll down to the summary and let's take a look at it. 264,000 here at 3.4%. Here's how much interest the bank wants: $157,484. Let me make this a little bit bigger on the screen. There we go. All right. So we got a little bit bigger on the screen. 157,484.40. That's how much interest they want. Folks, that's not 3.4%. That's 59.653% of the principal borrowed. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 59.653%. Anybody want to pay 59% interest on their house? Anybody?
No.
No.
Is this Tanya here?
Is that her?
Yes, this is me.
Miss Tanya, is this your loan we're talking about?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Listen, thank you very much for sending this in. So listen, we're going to talk about this, and I need you to help me out, okay?
Okay.
All right. So you've been to the room before?
Yes.
And you've seen this example before?
No, I hadn't seen the example before.
Okay, so let's go over
Most of the time I'm listening like in my car or something.
All
so
right.
I hadn't been able to watch.
Ah. All right. All right. So listen, I would love, let me get into this, but we have one more person to introduce as a moderator. And once we get that done, all right, we're going to go ahead and get into your example. How's that, Miss Tanya?
Okay, sounds good.
Sean, 10K. Are you available, man? I was hoping he was available. Maybe not, but he'll soon be. He's taking the kids to school right now. All right. He just sent me a message. All right. So, Miss Tanya, it's on you. So now, when you were getting this mortgage, a lot of this information we're seeing here, you saw before how much interest the bank wants, and when you saw how much interest the bank wanted for your loan, what did that tell you? How did you feel about that?
Hey, Don, really, really quick. 2 seconds, Don. 2 seconds. I'm in the back getting my kids ready to school.
Yeah.
But it's disrespectful to see 38 people in the room with only 8 shares. So I need everyone to do me one favor. While Dawn is speaking, share the room, bring some energy and some attention to the stage. Dawn, I'm going back in mute. Back to Daddy Judy.
Oh, Miss Tanya, what did you get yourself into today? All right, so tell us, what did you think about paying all that interest on this loan?
Well, I kind of expected it because, I had been preparing for a while for a mortgage, and I knew about all the interest that you would have to pay on the home, which I didn't think was fair. But I just thought that that's the price of getting a house.
Okay, so let's see what we can do about that, okay?
Okay.
All right. So here's what we've got. We're going to take a look at your first payment. And you said you've been in this loan for how long?
Actually, May 1st, June 1st of last year was my first payment. I closed on the house on April 30th of
Okay.
last year.
Okay. So you've been in 1 year.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And my 1-year anniversary.
Congratulations. Okay. So here's what we're doing. Now, I promise you, I'm doing it this way for a reason, but I promise you're going to feel better by the time I'm done. Okay, Miss Tanya?
Okay.
All right. So in your very first payment, now we're just talking about the principal and interest payment. How much money can you, and you're watching this online. How much money is going to principal and how much is going to interest?
So I see $422.79 is going to principal and $748 is going to interest.
How fair is that the bank has to charge you $748 just so that you can give them $422 that goes to your loan?
Not fair at all.
No. So what we're doing is, folks, this is what I'm talking about. Out of the payment, too much of your payment dollars going to interest. But there's a weakness in the bank system, Miss Tanya, and we're going to show you how you can save at the same rate they are charging you. Would you like to know how to do that today?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's just say we made this first payment not in June, but let's just say we made the payment in January, so it helps me to keep things straight in my head. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we make this first payment. We make that first payment. We don't owe another payment until the next month, which would be February, correct?
Correct.
What would be February's principal payment?
$423.99.
Now, based on what you know, do you have to wait till February, the next month, to give the bank that $423.99?
No, I guess not.
If you had it, could you give it also to the bank in January?
Yes.
Now, remember, this is money you're going to pay anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you paid a little bit early. You paid it in the same month you made a regular payment. Wow. Guess what would happen? None of this money would go to interest.
Oh.
All of this money would go to the principal. You'd actually be paid down to line 2 on your schedule in 1 month.
Oh, wow.
So instead of giving the bank a full payment, you can eliminate line 2 with only $423.99. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Mm-mm. So most people don't. So if you can eliminate line 2, then your next mortgage payment for February is now on what line of the schedule then?
Line 3?
Exactly. That's where $425.19 would go to principal and $745.60 would go to interest. So you just eliminated one line from your schedule for only $423.99.
Mm.
So do you see that interest cost on this online too? The $746.80? What happened to that?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Got eliminated.
Got eliminated. So now you're not only eliminating payments for $423, you're getting rid of $746 in interest you never have to pay.
Mm.
Pretty good news?
Yes.
Watch this. Now you're in this loan for 1 year, correct?
Correct.
So that means here's 12 months worth. So if you made all of the payments, all your minimum payments as the bank wanted, Kenyatta, I forgot to. I'm so sorry. I forgot to invite any new people in the room to come and see this example.
Yes. Hi, new people. You want to see these examples? Go to ice10kvideos.com. It'll let you right into YouTube where you can like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things. But most importantly, go ahead and look at these examples as Don break it down. And for anyone that's new to the club, go ahead and click that greenhouse above so that you'll be alerted every time we open this room, because every day brings a new situation, a new scenario that Don is breaking down. And while you at it, go ahead and follow Don, the ice pill method himself, because he goes into the very best rooms here on Clubhouse. And go ahead and follow the other moderators as well, because your hallway is curated by who you follow. So if you want to make sure you get like information, go ahead and follow everyone.
All right. So we're getting back into it now. So let's see. At the end of 1 year, Miss Tanya, you pay this loan down. I need you to take a look at cumulative principal right now. Cumulative principal,
Okay.
that column. In 12 months, you pay the loan down by how much?
$5,153.29.
Congratulations. You paid that loan down. But how much interest did the bank charge you in that time?
Oh wow, $8,896.19.
As you were paying that mortgage, did it feel like you were paying $8,000, almost $9,000 just to interest?
No.
No, it didn't. And this is what the bank is counting on. This is what the bank is counting on, folks. So we're going to show you how not to do this. So here's my question. Now that you know, you've got to pay back the money that you borrowed. Okay, that's a given.
Mhm.
We know we're going to pay back this $5,153.29. We know we're going to pay that. But here's my question. Do we have to pay it in 12 monthly installments?
No.
What? You don't? Okay.
That's not.
If you had it, could you pay it all at one time?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you paid it on line one, would they have to subtract $5,153.29 from what you owe?
Yes.
Can I I'm going to put a calculator on the screen. Okay.
Okay.
So we started out at 264,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we put 264,000 in our calculator. We're not going to pay them over 12 months because that's all the principal payments added up. Let's say we had that money, we could give it to them all at one time. $5,153.29. This is money that they have to subtract from your loan. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to subtract $5,153.29 equals $258,846.71. Is that the same number that's right here
No.
on line 12?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you be paid down to right there. Okay. 258,846.71. And we've got, it's the same number. So we could pay it down by in 12 monthly installments and give them $700 each time, or we can pay it in one installment. What would happen to and would we be paid down to line 12 in just 1 month, Miss Tanya?
Yes.
What would happen to all the interest costs between line 2 and line 12?
I wouldn't be paying that much interest.
Exactly. So here's what I need you to see. The bank wants you to move this loan from point A, payment on number one, okay, from point A to point B down to line 12, okay? And they want to charge you $89.96.19. They want you to pay almost $9,000 to move the loan from point A to point B. We showed you how to do it in 1 month. So you're still moving it from point A to point B, point A to point B, but only for $748 in interest, not $8,896.19. Okay.
Wow.
So here's what we're talking about. For each family, there is a certain amount of money that they can attack this loan with by putting money in your savings account after all the bills are paid. Let's just say after all the bills are paid, okay? And guess what the first thing is supposed to be in your budget? The very first thing you do in your budget, put into your budget how much money you want to spend on you and your family to have some fun. Have you ever heard of that? That we put the fun first. Listen, I like eating my dessert first sometimes. No, I don't. My wife wouldn't let me, but I think about it. I think about eating the dessert first. But so here's what you want to do. You want to figure out how much money out of your budget you want to spend on your family to create memories, to have a good time. Okay. So that's going to be number one. Number two, we have to put money away for savings, don't we? All right. So once we put money away for savings, we got that done. Number three, we have to make the minimum payments on the loans that we have, at least the minimum payments. Okay. We don't want to skip any payments, no late payments. And then number four, we pay the rest of the bills. Cell phone, buy food, pay for the water, pay for the electricity, your cable, all of that, internet. We pay for all the rest of the bills. Once we do that, take care of those four things. That's everything. That's everything in your budget. When we track that, there's money that's left over at the end of the month. What if we were to put that in the savings account? Let's build that up over 2, 3, 4 months. Let's take money out of that savings account and attack this loan with it. Oh boy, wouldn't that be wonderful? So, do you know, I meet people who have let's say somewhere between $500 and $1,000 left over every month if they track it. If you don't track it, you tend to keep spending past, just paying the bills. Okay. But if you track it, then you say, oh, we have about $1,000 left over. Okay. In 5 months, that family would have about $5,000 left over, correct?
Correct.
And they could easily take money out of savings and attack this loan and knock off a year's worth of payments with 5 months worth of savings. Isn't that great?
Yes.
And save. Listen, let me ask you something. If you put $5,000 in your savings account, will it make you $8,000?
No. Not at all.
But in just a few months, you can have that money saved and attack this loan with it and knock out a year's worth of payments and save about $8,000 in interest. Has this been beneficial?
Definitely.
Do you have any other questions for me?
So let me ask you this. When I put the full payment on, like say if I save all year and then put all of it, like you said, maybe January, put all of it in January, I would still have to make those monthly mortgage payments, correct?
Most definitely. And that's why you don't want to wait a year.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And the reason why is you want to pay at the right time in the right month. So let me give you an example about that. So if we put $5,000 on this mortgage, okay, the bank has to reduce what we owe by $5,000. Okay. No matter where we do it. If we do it up front, okay, they take off $5,000. If we do it 10 years from now, they will reduce what we owe by $5,000. So that won't change. We're going to have $5,000 less, aren't we?
Yes.
But where we pay it when we pay it in this amortization schedule, that $5,000 will determine how much interest we save. Let me show you something, Ms. Tanya. Do you see these interest payments here starting out? I'm in the interest column now, column 2. You see the interest payments here? See what happens to them month after month?
It's a little small.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
All right. They're getting
Yeah,
smaller.
they start to go down.
They're getting smaller, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the sooner you attack this loan, the more interest you can save because the interest payments are larger at the beginning.
Okay.
So if I attack the loan in my first year, I will eliminate these $740 interest payments, correct?
Correct.
But if I wait till the second year, I'm looking at $730 and $720 interest payments.
Mm-hmm.
So I will not save as much interest if I wait a year to put my $5,000 down. I mean, so I don't want to save up for a year and do it. I want to save up for the right amount of time for me. You want to save up the right amount of time for you. You see, when it comes to your income and your expenses, my program wants to make sure that anytime you put money on the debt, you're going to save the maximum amount of money per dollar. Okay?
Okay.
Let me give you another example. Do you have a calculator handy?
Let me grab one real quick.
Okay. Anybody else who is in the audience that has a question, come on up. All right. This is good information. And as you and I see, oh man, listen here. I see Miss Brittany out here in the audience. Miss Shirley out there. Thank you for coming in. Miss Jennifer, thank you. Mr. Johnny, I see you there, sir. Lisa's in the audience. Lashana's in the audience. All right. So, I got it. Listen, did we get
Okay, so Don, we have Carpe Diem, seize the day.
okay?
Wants to know, where do you get the amortization schedule?
Oh, well, my computer creates all of our amortization schedules, but this one you see on the screen, you can find that at brettwhistle.net, brettwhistle.net. But this is not what we use in our program. We just use this as an instructional tool. Okay?
Okay.
brettwhistle.net. Okay? So anyway, Miss Tanya, are you back?
Yes, I have my calculator ready.
All right. Let me see. I think is somebody in there? Did somebody raise their hand? Yeah. Let me see if we can get them up on the screen, up on the stage here. Invite to speak. There we go. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Okay. So let's just say let's pretend you have plenty of money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you can prepay any amount that you want. So that's
okay.
But I'm only going to give you two choices. You can prepay line 12 and knock out 12 payments and save that interest.
Mm-hmm.
Or line 24 and knock out 24 payments and save this interest.
Oh, wow.
Which one would you choose if you had plenty of money in the bank?
24.
24. Why is that?
Because I'll be saving on the most interest.
Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little story. Every now and then, my wife makes zucchini bread. And when she does, she puts in golden raisins into the zucchini bread. Why does she do that? Because I like them. Okay, so she puts the golden raisins in, and one Sunday she's mixing up some zucchini bread, warming up the oven, grating the zucchini, mixing up the batter, and she looks into the pantry, Miss Tanya, and guess what?
It's no raisins.
No raisins. So who gets to go to the store?
You.
How do you know that? How do you know it's me that goes to the store? I want to know how you know that.
Because the woman will send the man to the store, especially if it's something that he wants.
Okay. See, y'all never get that one wrong. So I'm going up to the store. So as I'm going out the door, she says, bring me back 2 boxes. Okay. So I get to the store. I know what brand to get. Don't get anything other than what she said, right, Miss Tanya?
Right.
So I got the brand, but I get confused because the ones that she said get 2 boxes, but they come in 2 different sizes. There's a 12-ounce box and there's an 18-ounce box.
Hmm.
2 different prices. How do I know which one is the better value?
You don't really know unless you compare the price to how much you're getting
Exactly.
in that box.
Exactly. I can then figure out the unit price, can't I?
Yes.
So if I can get those raisins at 3 cents an ounce, should I have to pay 6 cents an ounce for the same brand of raisins?
No.
No. I want to get the biggest bang for my buck, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
So did you realize we can figure out on this on our program here? I need you to go back to we're going to put this back on the screen. Do you realize that you can figure out how much interest you're saving per dollar as soon as we get it to full size? There we go. All right. It's going to take a second for it to get to full size for you. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. All right. So what we're going to do is do a little math and figure out how much interest we could save per dollar, because you want to save the most per dollar, right?
Right.
So if I'm paying this, the $5,000, that's the money I pay. The $8,000, my raisins. So I can figure out how many raisins I'm getting per dollar. So we're going to do this. We're going to put in 8,000. Okay. 8,800, $8,896.19. You can put that in your calculator too. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to divide that. We're going to divide it by the money that we're paying. 5,153.29 equals $1.72. 1.726. So because it's 1.726, the bank will round that up to the next penny, or $1.73. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So here's
Yeah.
what we just found out. For every dollar you put on this mortgage, you save $1.72 in interest. Isn't that good to know?
Yes, that is good to know.
So if you gave me $1 and I gave you back $1.72, how often would you do that?
Every chance I get.
Okay. So that's what the bank has to do. You give them $1, they take off $1.72 or $1.73 in interest for every dollar you give them. That's how we need to look at it. Has anybody ever explained this to you before?
No.
And what we're doing here is not hard math, is it?
No.
Could a 7th grader understand what we're talking about here today?
Yes.
Why aren't we teaching this in 7th grade then?
Because they don't want us to know it. They want us to pay that interest.
Come on. See, listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there's something wrong with this. There's something wrong with this scenario. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me jump in really quickly because
Come on.
I love how you broke down about the raisins, right?
Yes.
Because a few years ago, well, many years ago, I guess, it became law for the grocery stores in certain areas. I know when it passed, I think I was in Florida, and the actual price per ounce or something, some unit or something has to be on the price tag at the grocery store, because consumers were being confused by this same process that you're talking about now. But by it being food, I guess they made a big deal about it, and if you go to a grocery store, you'll see 2 different prices on the item that you're purchasing.
Mm-hmm. I see that now.
Right?
Yeah,
This is what you're talking about, but nobody's making us think about it. And I'd rather save on my mortgage than a box of raisins. So no, I'm just silly, and I always make a joke out of things, but I'm so serious because it was a big deal because people were overpaying. But they're fine with us being overpaying for a mortgage.
Right.
Listen, I've been fooled on that. When they give you, I actually have done the math. when they give you a double portion. It says, okay, when they double up, it says, okay, here's, and they'll put them together like 2 half gallons of milk or something. They put a little thing on it, and it says, okay, if you buy this, it's this price, but if you buy a single one, it's this price. And you would think when you get the double, it's less per ounce. And sometimes when you do the math, it doesn't come out that way. You're actually paying more per ounce when they double it up if you're not careful. So do the math, folks. Do the math. Do the math. This is what we're talking about, the $1.73. Now, guess what? We're going to do line 24 now. Okay. So we're going to do line 24. Remember, we're at $1.73. So we're going to do line 24. We're going to put in 17,000.
17,000.
614.
614.
Mm-hmm. 0.42.
42.
And we're going to divide that by the 10,000. 484.54.
54.
Mm-hmm. And we come up.
It's less.
What? Are you kidding me? It's less per dollar.
Wow.
So now, let me ask you something. Do you think the people who work in the bank know this?
No.
They don't know it because their employers don't teach them. How could we know? If only the bank owners know and they don't tell their people. It's not taught in the business schools. And the business schools, and now who puts up buildings at universities? Mom and pop stores? No. Business people put up business schools. And somebody is in charge of the curriculum. Somebody is in there. But how did this escape our attention? That no one, the most ubiquitous financial tool on the planet, the interest-bearing loan, and we get no education on it. None. How did this happen? Oh my gosh.
School system is designed for worker bees.
Come on, sister. Come on. So that's what we're talking about, folks. We want you to know what's going on here. And this, Miss Tanya, I want to thank you for coming to the stage. Has this been valuable to you?
Thank you so much. Yes, it has.
Listen, folks, Miss Tanya, we're going to, do you have any other questions? Because I'm going to get into how people can find out how they can find out how to learn this information for themselves and how they can pay off all of their debt in 7 to 9 years and how much interest they can save. So do you have any other questions?
No, sir. I'm ready to hear that.
All right. Listen, you need to come back more and ask some more questions. I mean, because, you stimulate the whole thing and get me all, worked up over here, get me all excited about giving out this information. Folks, here it comes. I need you to take a look at the screen up above our heads and see ice10klive.com. And once you look at that, you can click on that and you will see, go to the link, go to the website, and you will find there, get a savings and earnings report. Okay. Get a savings and earnings report. Once you get the savings and earnings, click on that, then put your information in and hit confirm. Once you hit confirm, you will get a code sent to your cell phone. Only hit that confirm button once. You'll get a code sent to your cell phone. Take the code from the cell phone and put it back into the website. Once you put it into the website, then confirm the code. Once you confirm the code, then you'll get a statement that says, and a question, do you want to save now? Do you want to save now? And if you do, go ahead and click that and it will let you into our financial form. Start filling out that financial form. Put everything in there that it asks for, all of the debt. Leave nothing out. The more debt, the better. Do you know the average family has 13 different debts? So the more debt, the better in this thing. Put it in there. And then my staff will contact you and set up a consultation for you. And you'll know the month, day, and year you'll be debt free and how much interest you can save. Oh my goodness. Do you know there's so many people out there, Miss Tanya, that are saving on their interest and paying off loans early? Miss Tanya, have you ever heard of Eric Thomas?
No.
Okay, he is the number one motivational speaker on the planet. And 3 weeks ago, I had Eric Thomas come and speak to a group of us that were there for a conference that I held in Nashville, Tennessee. And since he is the number one motivational speaker on the planet, it was very interesting because we were talking about developing a spiritual money mindset. And that was what he was supposed to be talking about. But he ended his talk with this. Listen up.
Listen to me, y'all. I didn't even know he was responsible. But one of his mentees, probably about 4 years ago maybe, took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. And so when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest. Do me a favor, take these principles and use them. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I love you guys. Take care.
Kenyatta, I hear you every time.
Because, Don, first off, that event was amazing, right? And then to have Eric Thomas tell everybody about how this actually helped his marriage, I was overjoyed because it was just like, I don't know, it was just the best explanation point, period, on the whole event. So yeah, that was me, you guys screaming.
Miss Kenyatta. Now, you've been a supporter for a long time.
I would like to say I was one of the first.
Okay, you've been a supporter. You believed in the P.I.L.L method when other people did not. But what was it like to know that even some of the people who were slow coming on board were actually in the room to hear Eric Thomas said he used the P.I.L.L method? What was that like for you? That kind of validation.
It was like the scripture that said, let those with ears hear. And finally, they were hearing. And finally, everybody else was going to know what I knew right off the bat, which is this is how you really get to the money. You guys, as a realtor, I sell the very asset that put people in these mortgages, and I see the total that they will actually have paid out after 30 years. So when I met Don and he told me about the P.I.L.L method, I instantly equated it into money. I instantly knew who I was going to bring it to. First, the investors, right? Because they're interested in ROIs. They're interested in how to save money and how to make that money work for them. So I grabbed host to it. I learned it. I even went to Don's house, you guys, because I could not get enough of it. And we went through scenario after scenarios, and I became such a believer that I'm here for the P.I.L.L method. I love Don, but his method is like where it's at, because honestly, I think Henry Ford was the one that said the day that the people learn how the banking system truly works, the next morning there'll be a revolution, because he understood all those years what was taking place. And I feel like it's robbery, but it's legal. And if we found a way to combat that, we'll be better off for it. I know you guys are thinking, I don't have 500 to throw at the interest. Guess what? Don has an example called Power of the Penny that shows how much one penny will save you. So there's no excuses. You can use this and win.
Wow. Thank you very much, Kenyatta. Sean 10K, are you in the house yet? Sean, come on, man. Sean 10K. I know listen, he's so busy. He's got so many people to help. So I want to get him in here just as soon as we can. Sean,
Captain Don Daniel, I just dropped off the royal beans. What's up, family?
man, listen, man. We just heard from Kenyatta. And we've just heard from Dr. Eric Thomas. You were in the room to hear Dr. Eric Thomas yourself. What did you think about all of that?
Don is not even going to derail me. I was on a call with Don this morning and got so much damn value that I got for the conference. Don't play with me, Don. Don, you're delivering so much value that you understand. When we got off that call, you'll be amazed to see how the solutions came together. But guys, look, I was in the room with Dr. Eric Thomas. As much as you guys think that Don is the shit and Don is dope, Eric Thomas is actually a little more dope than Don. And the thing I was most impressed with, being the number one speaker in the world, using the pill method to pay off his mortgage was a shocker for all of us. Because Eric Thomas used the pill method, not even knowing it was Don Daniel's invention, not even knowing Don Daniels was behind of it. Because one of the mentees, the Don Daniel coach, was the one to take care of Dr. Eric Thomas' situation. Don Daniel, how did that hit you when he mentioned that?
Man, oh man. Listen, I felt vindicated. It was great information. But Sean, you know, the overpowering feeling that came out of that. Do you know how many people we can help with that information? Do you know how many people follow Dr. Eric Thomas? And that buy his books, that listen to his videos, and that says that this is the system he used to pay off his mortgage. And I just immediately went to, I can help thousands upon thousands of other people who may not have heard this information. Now they'll hear it too. Yes.
Done. As a marketer, thousands of thousands doesn't work for me. So here's what we're going to change the language from now on. Don, you're going to be helping millions of people pay off their mortgage. Okay, I'm making this declaration right now, guys. I have my Thanos energy with me right now. Don, you will be helping millions of people pay off their mortgage. I need you to take on that branding from now on, and I need you to walk into that greatness. Don Daniel, I'm prophesying today, going forward, you will be aligning yourself to help millions of people pay off their mortgage in 7 years. Don, I'm going back on mute. You don't want his energy.
No, man, listen. I accept that. I take that on. Millions of people. And folks, here's one of the reasons why we talked about having a spiritual money mindset, having the right mindset, because the language you use will determine where you go in life. Okay. So if you're speaking small, but expecting big, well, your subconscious is going to say, listen, you're telling me thousands where you want millions. But guess what? When you start to break out of thousands and get to millions, your subconscious will say, you know what? You're not supposed to be here. You're only supposed to be at thousands because you're only talking about thousands. So I don't want to be there. I want to be there where we can help millions. So from now on, that's going to be my speech. That's going to be how I think. This is how I'm going to act, because when you put this information out here, folks, when it goes out on YouTube, it's going out on YouTube, it's going out on Twitter, it's going out on Facebook. When it gets out there, it's out there permanently, and the potential this is going to go out to millions of people, and we're going to be able to help millions because we're here 4 days a week. Listen, folks, this is show number 96. We're getting up to the point where we will have 100 episodes of how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. And when we started this, we didn't have Dr. Eric Thomas that said, I use this method to pay off the mortgage. Oh my gosh, no, I didn't. And when I was there, I even gave him an autographed copy of my book. Can you imagine? Can you imagine in a situation like that, where this man has signed literally sold hundreds of thousands, even millions of books, been all over the world, and he comes to Nashville, Tennessee, and I can give him an autographed copy of my book. folks.
You can do that, Don, because your book is like no other. Could you please go ahead and tell the good folks how many books deal with this on Amazon or period?
Out of 33 million titles, folks, out of 33 million titles, there's only one book, one that talks about what we're talking about here today. And that's the pill method, a better way to eliminate debt. So if you want to know how all of this works, if you want the basics, get the book today. Get the book today. And listen, when you get the book today, we've got a special something for you. Sean Lashley, what are the people going to get today when they get their book? What are they going to get?
Don, look, it's super simple, man. There's two ways to get to the moon. You can take a bicycle, or you can use one of Elon Musk rocket ship to get to the moon. So the 10K card is the rocket ship to get your business out there to everyone. So everyone that purchases a copy of Don book will be getting a 10K card, guys. Put all of your contact points in one place. Your website, your social media, your phone number, your email, your calendar, your products that you have for sale. Anything you want to share so audience can connect with you better, it will be put on your 10K card, proudly sponsored by Don Daniels. And Don, I'm going to go a step further. You ready for this, Don?
Go
Everyone that
ahead.
gets your book, everyone that gets your book, I'm going to buy them a custom domain to add to the value of the 10K card. Don, I'm going back and mute. You don't want this energy.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you mean by custom domain? I don't know. Some
You,
people don't know what that
you
means.
see, so with the basic card, it comes with the original URL, 10,000cards.com/ your name. But you see the way Don advertise ice10k.com? You see the way Don advertise ice10klive.com? You see the way Don advertise donthepill.com? We are going to get the client a custom domain that best represents them. You see, Don, there's a reason why some are succeeding and some are struggling. The reason some are succeeding is because they use the 10K card. Don, I'm going back on mute. You don't want this energy.
Listen, folks, I need you.
So
Go ahead. Go
hold
ahead. Go
on,
ahead,
Don.
Kenya.
You didn't even let the I just gotta let you know. You didn't even let the people know that this book was a 5-time bestseller. And I just felt, like I needed to nudge you a little bit. You guys, the reason again that you should buy this book is because it's gonna come up. Maybe not for you, but somebody you know and you love needs this information so that they can cancel the interest. But when you buy the book, like Sean 10K just said, you get a digital 10K card. This is how you do it. You screenshot that receipt, you upload it to ice10klive.com where it says step 3, or it'll say I'm ready. And you're going to build out that card with your social media handles. You're going to let us know your email address, etc. Let us know where to drop that card off to you, and you'll have your very own 10K card valued at $100 in about an hour or less. Their team is so quick and amazing.
Thank you so much, everybody. Listen, the team here
Don,
is.
by the way, did I mention to you that Kenyatta10k.com is a custom branded domain? Look, I'm going back on mute, Kenyatta. You don't want this energy.
Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Listen, folks, come on. Listen, we're here we're here 4 days a week giving out this information, helping people do what they need to do. Look here. He just put this online. That's my book online, folks. That's how it looks. And so if you want to get a book that can not only help you with understanding how to read and defeat an amortization schedule, you'll also get information on the opportunity cost calculator. And let me put something else up on the screen. I'm going to, Kenyatta, you mentioned the power of the penny. And I know you like that example.
I
So
love that example.
we're going to put that example up on the screen. Um, and let me see here. And
While you're doing that, Don,
go ahead.
Christina says, I just started the program, so excited. So just wanted to acknowledge her there. And then Tanya came back saying she's got to go. She is apologizing. She's got to go. She's got to get started on work. But she wanted to thank you for the information. She says, I have subscribed and I'm going to fill out that form today. Just want to encourage others to go and do the same.
Wow, wow, wow. That's why we're here, folks. That's why we're here, to get the information out. And Dr. Eric Thomas is going to help us to reach millions. You know how many people? There are millions of people that follow him. And once we get this information out there, it's going to be phenomenal. All right. So what we're going to do here, Kurt, is, let me see. Okay.
Did Kurt introduce himself?
No, he did not.
Kurt, go for it. Let the people
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. I always refrain because this room is power packed, and it is focused specifically on uh, helping people with their mortgages. What I do is help people get their message out there, and that's why I love working with Don. My name is Kirk Nugent. I get to serve as your producer for this show, making sure that you can see it, hear it, that you can engage with it, engaging your senses in the way that's most natural for you on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And of course, Clubhouse being the main driving force for this. But yeah, one of the things I like to tell folks is that your live stream is your digital storefront, because there's no greater way for them to experience you, experience your superpower, experience what you have to offer, than for them to see you do it live. When you see Don do it live here on screen, you see him get excited, you see him jumping up and down and clapping his hands. You know that this is real. This is not something he is phoning in. This is not something he is trying to be fake about. He would be doing this even if there was nobody watching. I just need you guys to understand that. And that is what I try to help people tap into. You couldn't get that kind of experience just on Clubhouse. That's why you got to get both. I don't know what you guys are doing on Clubhouse, but you want to come on over. There's 13 people watching online right now. You want to see these examples live, because when you see Don in person, you already know that this is real. This has affected his life, and it will affect yours. And you're hearing from others whose lives it has been affected as well. I'm not just his producer, but I'm also a client. And so my family and I are on the P.I.L.L method. We have our opportunity cost calculator, and we're excited to be able to pay off. Every time we log in, we can see the date that we're going to have our mortgage paid off. So we're excited about that as well. Don, I'm handing it back over. Kenyatta, thank you so much for bringing me up to reminding me that I didn't introduce myself today. But fam, if you guys haven't tapped in with Don, just go ahead and get yourself buckled in, especially for this next example.
All right. So you should be able to see on your screen now. Do we have the right screen up?
Yes, we do.
All right. Excellent. So this is the example that Kenyatta was talking about. There's, let's just say that we have a mortgage where you could prepay $200 and save $1,000 in interest. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? This is the problem with mortgages and other loans today. We have no idea. They're set up for 30 years. Okay. And all we're doing here at the P.I.L.L method is shrinking the time. We're putting you in a time warp. We're taking you from 30 years with the budget that you have down to 7 or 9 years with the budget that you have. That's the average. We just received an email from a client who said, listen, thank you very much for helping us to pay off $310,000 in just 3.6 years. Eric Thomas did it in 4. All right. And so, listen, there's all sorts of scenarios here. There's all sorts of scenarios. But what we want to do is make sure that we're doing the very best we can do for you as an individual. So we give you the average. Some people a little less than the average. Some people are right at average. Some people a little more than the average. But I'm telling you what, even if it's 10 years or 11 years, still better than 30. Still better than 30. Watch this. So if we prepay $200 on this loan and save $1,000 in interest, that's pretty good. But guess what? What if you don't have $200? If you prepay $100, you're going to save $500 in interest on that loan. If you cut it in half again, that's $50. You're going to save $250. At $25, you're going to save what? $125. If you cut that in half again, $125. Cut it in half. if you can only prepay $12.50, you're going to save $75. Listen, let's go all the way down to the bottom line here. Okay, $3.13. $3.13 will save you $18.75 on a loan. If you gave me $3.13, Kenyatta, and I gave you back $18.75, how many times would you do that?
Too many times you wouldn't be able to keep up.
I wouldn't be able to keep up. You see, the bank has to do the exact same thing. This is why it's important for us to have all of this information, to gather this information, to buy the book, to watch the videos, to listen to Dr. Eric Thomas, to get all of this information so that you can stop paying all of that money towards your bank, and then put it towards your family in building generational wealth. So listen, we're not done. Okay, we're not done with the power of the penny, because it keeps going. We're going to take that $3 and cut it in half. We're going to get it down to $1.56 and save $9 in interest, or 78 cents and save $4.69 in interest. We can take this thing all the way down to 1 penny. 1 penny. I pick up pennies in the parking lot. When I've been down to pick up a penny, I think of this example where 1 penny saves you 7 pennies in interest you never have to pay. Folks, we need to put every single penny in your arsenal to work. Put those pennies to work. No lazy money, so that you can know what to do and when to do it. All right. Listen, how much time do I have left today? So I need to show another example. Let me get this off the screen. All right. I just got an idea. We need to show real estate investors what to do. Real estate investors, you better believe it. We're going to put that up on the screen. Okay. And go over some real estate investor information here. Where's my real estate investors? All right.
While Don gets that together, go ahead and follow the room, the P.I.L.L method. And then also go ahead and follow Don so you can hear him break down this and more in all of the best rooms on Clubhouse. And don't stop there. Go ahead and follow 10K, myself, and Coffee, because we all participate and share in spaces where we're growing and making sure that we're talking about generational wealth, the strategies that'll get money in your pockets. So Don, are you ready for the next example?
Almost.
Okay.
All right, we're almost ready here. I need to bring up one more, and let me see here. And where did it go? There it is. Got it. I captured it. All right, Kenyatta, I'm ready.
Go for it.
All right, so here's what we got, folks. We've got let me put this down so I can see what's going on. All right. Am I sharing? Yep, we're sharing the right screen. Let's go ahead and put it up. So we've got a real estate investor with 2 mortgages. All right. Wait a second. Adina Smith online says she would like to get that digital card. Adina Smith. Let me see here. How can
Danielle?
Yes.
Really quick, tell Adina Smith to text me at 934-444-6611. Let's execute on that. Back to you, Don.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a minute, Sean. Let me do that. Let me type it in the chat. What's the number again?
934
444
6611.
6611. All right.
Shoot me a text message and tell me the P.I.L.L method. The message say the P.I.L.L method. That's it.
All right, I got you. All right, just send a message to Adina.
Brittany Trice asks, does the P.I.L.L method work with multifamily units? Absolutely, it does. And he's about to get ready to deal with an example that deals with investors. So listen up, Brittany.
Okay, Brittany, this is not multifamily, but this is an office building. Okay, we got 2 office buildings here. So we can, we can say this is multifamily. Okay. So it works the same way. All right. So here's a situation where this guy pays about $14,000 a month, $14,000 a month in mortgages. And we're going to show him how not to pay all of that interest on these loans. He's cash flowing about 41,000, I believe. Let me see here. All right. Okay. All right. So it's 57,000. Let me go from the total form here. Okay. Here's the total form. Okay. $2 million worth of loans. I'm going to scroll down to where we got the loans broken down. Okay. One loan is 1,300,000. I highlighted here. 1,389,683 at 5%. The payment is 8,704. The other loan is $846,693 at 3.5%. Okay. So here's what we've got, folks. We've got $2,236,000 in loans. All right. That's what we have. We have $57,000 of income coming in for these office buildings. The payments on the debt are $14,696 a month. Okay. And he uses $36,000 of that to reinvest. Okay. 36 grand of the income that comes in, he's using it to reinvest. He's taking about $6,500 a month out of that to put into an account so that he can do maintenance and repairs on the building. So he's making a lot of money on these buildings. So that could be multifamily. This could be an office building. So we have several people paying rent in this building. Now, before, he never really thought about how much interest he was paying before he read my book. Before he read my book, he wasn't worried about that because the tenants are paying the bill. Man, he's making, listen, $57,000 coming in, only $14,000 going out, and the tenants pay all the utilities. Lord have mercy. No wonder people are in multifamily. No wonder people are getting into commercial real estate. That's the place to be. And and $36,000 a month going into investing and buying more properties. This is what this guy is doing. So here's what I wanted to show you. Here's what he wasn't paying attention to. I'm going to put the other one back up on the screen. Here's what he wasn't paying attention to. In the first 2 months on the smaller loan, $7,374.92 was going to principal in 2 months. $4,609 went to interest. So, but he wasn't worried about that. Why? Because the tenants are paying the rent. And the other loan, in 37 months on the 5% loan, in 37 months, he paid that loan down by $99,795.91. But $222,252 went out in the form of interest. When we started to do that math, he started to set up and take notice. Even though the people, the tenants, were paying their rent on time and he was making this money, he realized that every time they sent him a rent check, all of that money was his. He started to realize, I wanted to keep more of that money. When he read my book and he gave me a call, he says, I'm beginning to understand now. I can start to keep more of this money. So here's where they would be in just 60 months on these two loans, folks. $409,000 paid down, but it will cost him $472,000. Focus in on this for a minute. In 60 months, he's going to create $409,000 worth of equity paid for by the tenants. That's $409,000 in equity. That's over and above the money that he's getting every month, the 36 grand he's investing into other places. Oh my gosh. What a place to be in. But to get that equity, it would cost him $472,000 in interest to get it. When he really does all of the math, if it cost you $472,000 in interest to get $409,000 in equity, do you really have equity when you subtract out all of your costs? You see, even real estate investors don't look at interest cost as an expense. It is. They just don't look at it that way. But what happens when we do? Oh my goodness. Here's what happens when we do. Let me scroll down to the end here. Let me show you what happened. To pay off $2,236,376 worth of debt on these buildings would take him 21.9 years. And he would pay $1,123,195 in interest to do it. Right here. Right there. Over $1 million in interest. By reading my book and using our opportunity cost calculator, it is an artificially intelligent, cloud-based computing platform that even business owners are using that are making this kind of money. He says, I'm leaving millions of dollars on the table. How's he doing that? Because I showed him how he can use his current budget. Now, remember, most of his money is going into real estate investing. Remember, I'll take you back to that page. Here's that page. All right. Wait till it catches up on YouTube. Okay, there it is. All right. 57,000 coming in, 14,696 going out. Okay. $36,000 going into investing and $6,500 a month going into keeping up with repairs and maintenance. There it is. He's got nearly $100,000 in this account where he's doing the maintenance and repairs out of. So what I showed him was, since all your money is going into reinvesting, that money's just sitting there in that account waiting for something to go wrong. What if we use some of that money and started putting that towards principal? I showed him how he could take $30,000 out of that account, put it on principal, and knock out a year's worth of payments and save several tens of thousands of dollars in interest he never has to pay. And it would only take him about 5 months to put that money back. And then he could do it again. And by using a formula like that, our program tells us exactly how much to pay, though. I just give him that as an example. Our program tells him exactly how much to pay, what month to pay it in, what day of the month to pay it on, and which one of his 2 loans to attack. Because we have to attack them in the right way at the right time. So the program is going to attack loan A for a certain bit of time, and then leave loan A alone because now it's cheaper. Now we got to go over to loan B. So the program is doing all of that math in the background to make sure he's saving the maximum amount of interest per dollar. What's going to happen? We're going to save him $891,000. $891,726 in interest. He's going from $1,123,000 paid out to manage this debt, excuse me, all the way down to $243,000. That's it. He was okay with paying $1,123,000 in interest because the tenants were paying the rent. until he found out he didn't have to do that. Now, the tenants are still paying the rent. They're still providing all the money, but he's using some of that money to save him tons and tons of interest. He's going to pay out $243,000 instead, save $891,000. Listen, folks, that's almost $900,000 in interest. That's nearly $1 million in interest. He'll never have to pay the bank. Pay off the $2 million that he owes in 4.9 years. Come on.
We have 10 minutes left, you guys.
Okay.
We have 10 minutes left. If you want Don to break down your situation like that, I suggest you raise your hands because this is phenomenal. Don, nicely done.
Listen, folks, thank you very much for that. So listen, folks, this is what's going on here. Now that he's not, so that money, that extra money that he was okay with paying in interest, guess what? That interest money that he saved, he's now going to reinvest that money as well. And over the next 18 years, he's going to turn it into another $9,699,756. The money that was formerly going to the bank, that he was using, that he said, this is just the cost of doing business. I got good interest rates, but he was totally not thinking about the interest cost. Folks, isn't it about time we stop thinking about interest rate and start thinking more about interest cost and taking that money? Stop spending your kids' inheritance on interest and start saving that money and learning how to build your own family bank. And folks, if you want to know more about building your own family bank using permanent life insurance, how you can do that, listen, it's an amazing tool. You need to hit me up on the back channel and say, listen, I want to know more about building up my own family bank by using permanent life insurance. We're going to show you how to do all that money you don't pay in interest. Average families are becoming millionaires using the money no longer going to interest and putting it into permanent life insurance, building up millions of dollars worth of cash value. Oh my goodness. Listen, we're about done here today, folks. I want to thank you very much. We're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one more time. But Kenyatta, in the few minutes that we have left, can we do some outros here for all of our people who came by to hang out with us on stage and to contribute to the P.I.L.L method?
Absolutely, we can. Coffee, are you available? Okay. Sean 10K, are you available? Okay. While they go ahead and scurry to the phone, I'll go ahead and do my outro. Again, you guys, it's been a pleasure to be here in this space with you. As always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. If you want to connect with me, go ahead and go to kenyatta10k.com to do so. I can help you find that deal, cancel the interest on that deal, fund that deal, and much, much more. Also, go ahead and follow this room because I'm telling you, you do not want to miss a moment. We're changing lives daily. And so, Coffee, are you available?
And I'm back, Kenyatta. Let me explain something
Hey,
to you. When 10K is busy, the devil is trying to be busy, but the devil has nothing on me. They froze my other phone, so I had to leave the room and come in with the other one.
they
Hey
don't
guys,
know
look,
that you got 6 phones, huh?
oh, they're gonna learn today. They're gonna learn today. And I got my wife phone, so I got 7. So, guys, let me tell you something. I am so jacked up this morning. I'm such on a high energy this morning that me and my buddy was on the phone call this morning, Don. A challenge presented itself. And if it wasn't for the spiritual money mindset, man, I probably would have been still trying to figure this shit out. Spoke to them for 5 minutes, got my solution, And that's why I'm on such a high this morning. So now we'll talk after the stage. Good news, though. Guys, very simple. Going forward, we'll make it very, very simple. Whenever you purchase a copy of Don's book, you're going to text me a copy of your receipt, and we're going to take it from there. We're going to simplify the way things are being done. So I'm very excited for this movement. I completely endorse Don and the pill method and what he's doing. Kenyatta, shout out for you for being always a super moderate, always being next to Don's side and getting stuff done. Bringing support, it cannot be rewarded in gold, but in love. There we go. And I just want to share you guys, look, love being in this family. I'm super happy and grateful to be a part of the mission. And if you didn't get your book as yet, guys, go get your copy of your book and text it to 10K himself. Only Don's group will have permission to be texting me a copy of their receipt. And in 1 hour, I'm going to have my team get your 10K card, and then we'll take it from there. With that said, Captain Don, back to you.
All right,
Don,
Kenyatta.
if you don't take the mic, I'll keep selling.
No,
I'll be
man,
back.
no. We got it. We
You
got
don't
it.
want me. You don't want me to start selling out, Don. Don't do that to yourself.
Listen,
Back
man,
to you.
we're going to be ending things in about 4 minutes. I see some hands raised, but folks, we're going to be ending in 4 minutes here. We got coffee, and if coffee, listen, when you get back, go ahead and flash your mic. Let us know we're back. Let us know you're back. But folks, listen, we were here today. Oh, there she is, Miss Coffee. Can you do your outro for us, please?
Hey, I'm in training right now, guys, but thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you, Don.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So, folks, listen, we are here today giving out this game, showing you a better way to eliminate debt, answering questions, doing information on real estate investors, people who are about to buy a home, people who just bought a home. They're just new into it. We want you to know that you do not have to pay all of that interest. Start thinking about how you can reduce the time. We're going to shrink the time. You don't have to be in debt for 30 years. You don't have to be in debt forever. You can use your current budget and shrink that time. Get it down to 7 years, get it down to 9 years. And you do not have to sacrifice lifestyle. You can live well while you're doing it. You can have a good time with your family while you're doing it, because we don't want you to cut back on your lifestyle. We want you to cut back on the interest you're paying. And that's how this thing is going to get done. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much. We're going to be back here on Friday, doing it one more time. I will be in Houston at that time. So, I'm almost sure we're going to have a show on Friday. I will be in Houston, though, doing at the Black Think Tank. And so we want to do it. We should do a show from the Black Think Tank that morning, so that you can still take advantage of getting a ticket so that you can attend it. So we're going to start before the event starts. So yes, we are going to do a show, and we're going to do a show from the Black Think Tank about their Juneteenth event. Please go to blackthinktank.com. I believe it's blackthinktank.com. And in our last few seconds, Kenyatta, could you put that at the top of the screen? Blackthinktank.com. And I believe that's their Sean, do they have a 10K card for this thing set up?
bttjune.com. bttjune.com. You can ask for an easier one than that one.
Yes.
Let me just verify. They also own bttcjune.com.
Okay. bttjune.com. Let's put that at the top of the screen. bttjune.com.
Hold on. It's BTTC, Black Think Tank Community. bttcjune.com.
There you go, folks. There it is. Let's put that up, and let's put that up there in the last few seconds of our show. That's where we're going to be in Houston for Juneteenth. And I'm a proud sponsor of that event. And Sean, you're a sponsor of that event also, aren't you?
I was wondering if you forgot me off the damn list.
No, man.
Don, me, you're the two platinum sponsors for that event, my brother. We go side by side. Side by side, my brother.
All right, folks. Listen, let's BTT. Sean, will you put that at the top of the screen? BTTC.
Please, because I can't find it, Sean.
Okay, Sean, put it at the top of the screen. There you go. All right, folks. So that's where Sean and I are going to be. We're going to be there this Friday. I'm going to do a room from there, from the Black Think Tank room, in the morning. And so you can make sure that you are there live, so that you can get a virtual ticket or whatever you have to do to be in, to hear some fabulous speakers on Saturday, the next day. It's going to be fabulous. You want to get your tickets and join us in Houston if you can. But if you can't, be there virtually. All right, folks, we're going to see you on Friday. Thank you, everybody, for being here. The last thing we're going to hear from is, one last thing. Make sure you go to ice10k.com and get your savings and earnings report. ice10k.com to get your savings and earnings report, and also to buy your book today. Let's hear from Dr. Eric Thomas, and we're out.
Listen to me, y'all. I didn't even know he was responsible. But one of his mentees, probably about 4 years ago maybe, took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you going to keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm going to keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. And so when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't got to do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest. Do me a favor, take these principles and use them. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I love you guys. Take care.